done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
We are the Texas Strangers. We're glad to have you. With Kirk Jones and David Carson. Now here's Kirk.
Thank you, Brad. And as David teased it earlier, we're going to get into a little Ranger talk. It's off-season time. Slowly but surely approaching.
Well, it's not off-season time yet because we are in the bottom of the ninth, 6-6.
Off-season for the Rangers,
okay,
at least.
All right.
I'll re-clarify that. Off-season of the Rangers, and a lot of big moves coming up with a lot of big decisions after this exact game.
Okay.
Starting off with Mr. Derek Holland. They have to make a decision by tomorrow night what they want to do with him. Either pay his $11 million club option for next year.
I really look like a guy with a plan.
$11 million option, which would keep him here for another 2 years.
Okay.
Or buy him out for $1.5 million and let him be a free agent. Now that sounds pretty easy to me.
Oh, it's extremely easy for me.
If you're a Ranger fan and you know Derek Holland, I mean, he has his stupid antics, which I'm not even close to being a fan of. I know people like him for that.
Carey. Yeah.
So dumb.
I
Fed up with it.
He has a great personality, outside the locker room, and he's friends with.
He can retire and go do stand-up.
He does a lot of stuff with radio. Like he's tight with all the radio guys around in the area with the fan. I know he's really
right. And yeah, last 2 years, how many innings has he pitched? I could probably count up the innings he's pitched on my hand.
He's probably not. I don't know the exact number, but I know. Okay,
it's not that high.
Yeah, I mean he's digressed every single year. He's made 15 starts between 2014 and 2015. 14 starts. He made 33 his rookie year.
He's the type of pitcher where his fastball has decreased, and he hasn't figured out that he has to change his game.
How to use his secondary pitches.
How to use the secondary or make that fastball work and use location. He hasn't figured it out. He doesn't have the. I don't think that he has the mental aspect of trying to change his game. And if you can't do that, you got to go.
He thinks he's a power pitcher,
right?
But
those days are over. Okay, so here's where some of his 2016 numbers. He made 22 appearances, 20 were starts, 4.95 ERA, 107 innings,
5 runs.
Right, 5 runs an inning. That's awful.
Yeah,
that gets you on the bench. He didn't go in the playoff roster at all, which he deserved. 7-9 with 67 strikeouts in 107 innings. Those are not power pitcher numbers.
No.
Not even close.
That's not, what did you say, $11.5 million?
$11.5 million.
Yeah, that's not $11.5 million pitching.
Okay, but here's another option, what you can do. And it's been reported by Jeff, I'm going to get his name right, John Heyman of Fox Sports and Knuckleball, that the Rangers are exploring options to trade him. They would pick up his option and then trade him.
But the trade has to happen before tomorrow night, correct?
No, the trade doesn't have to happen before
the
tomorrow
trade
night.
Doesn't. They have to pick up his. They have to decide if they want to buy him out.
Yeah, they make the decision.
They either pay 1.5, or they buy him out and just let him be a free agent, or they pay that 11.5 and then trade him. And the Rangers have been reported to exploring options with the Pirates, the Yankees, the Braves, and the Angels.
Well, I'm going to cut in real quick, and it looks like the Game 7 of the World Series is going to extra innings.
That's awesome.
Tied at 6.
It's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to Holland.
Back to Derek Holland.
What's going on here, David?
I've never been a very big Derek Holland fan. The only time that I was a fan of Derek Holland was during the World Series, where he
2010 when he it was 2010 to 2011 when he had
2011
when they were playing the Cardinals, right?
And they didn't pitch him again in games 6 or 7. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that's
where he made his name for the
Rangers. Where he made his name, and after that he hasn't been the same hasn't been the same pitcher since then.
Right.
So I don't see the idea of signing this guy to $11 million with the hope of trading him for the value that you're going to get.
And
I don't think you get the value for him.
And he's got another buyout next year for $11.5 million. So they can have another. They do have another decision on him, but that would be paying $22. Yeah, but that would be paying $22.5 million for 2 years to keep a guy that who had this in 2016, had a 4.95 ERA, 107 innings pitched, and 65 strikeouts.
He hasn't been that good in 5 years. I can tell you that as a Ranger fan. It's so aggravating because everybody's like, "Oh, he's the next great ace." No, I don't. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it since 2011. And even in 2011, I was hesitant about it as a Ranger fan. I like, okay, he had a good playoffs, but let's see what he does next season. And okay, well, let's see what he does next season. No, I'm done with Holland too.
He could go to a team and make if it's a playoff built team. I mean, he could probably add to it just a little bit, but is he that player that's gonna catapult that team
amount of money? Yeah,
catapult a team to a World Series? No. So, is this a guy that you want in your organization that's going to take up $11.5 million, which he's not worth?
Here's my deal, though. Here's my rebuttal to that.
Okay.
What do the Rangers have that they could replace with him?
Well,
what do they have? Martin Perez, Cole Hamels, Yu Darvish.
They still have Nick Martinez under contract, which I'm not a fan of. But he's still
there. So let's look at the options: Chichi Gonzalez, Nick Martinez, Derek Holland, and
Martin Perez.
And I'm counting.
Cole Hamels,
Yu Darvish, Martin Perez are solid. They're locked in. I'm talking about the two other.
Maybe Colby Lewis.
You're 4 and 5. Well, Colby Lewis is a free agent, so maybe
Colby Lewis.
Yeah.
But Colby Lewis.
You could always re-sign him.
Right.
He's dedicated to the Rangers.
Yes.
He would. If he got the right deal, I don't think he will come back, though.
I don't think that he's a player that you want to bring back.
Right.
I think Derek Holland and Colby Lewis need to move on.
Right.
The organization need to move on from him. And I know that's going to really heartbreak some fans there.
Yeah.
But guess what, guys? I know
it's a business.
Dallas fans, you don't realize this is a business.
Right.
I mean, you guys hold on
to
players.
That pitching rotation wasn't working. So
you guys hold on to players way past they're gone. So these are two players. Go ahead and let them go.
It's not even financially worth it either. I mean, even if you pay the $11.5 million, what are you going to get for him? You're going to get maybe 2 low-level single-A prospects, if that. That are low, probably almost out of the top 10, maybe borderline top 10 in an organization.
Just out of high school.
Exactly.
You're talking about maybe a draft
Which
pick.
Wouldn't be bad because the Rangers farm system is so depleted right now that, yeah, you probably need to find something to reload it.
And they did deplete it in the hopes of going. This was
the
a good
Beltran trade and the Lucroy trade.
The good thing is those things are still might be able to pay off because Lucroy is still here,
right?
And Cole Hamels is still here. Carlos Beltran, I mean, he might not.
I think
be.
He wants to.
And I think you hold that $11.5 million because Darvish comes up on his end of his contract at the end of next year.
Yes.
So I mean,
yeah.
Do I think Darvish is going to stick around? I don't think Darvish is going to stick around either. I think
One
he
would
wants to
hope
go chase.
that he would, but I don't think he will either.
I don't think he is. But anyway,
okay.
What's the next one?
Next thing on the docket for the Rangers to address is the outfield.
Okay.
The outfield was kind of last year put together last minute, other than Shin-Soo Choo. Josh Hamilton was projected the starting left fielder last year.
Right.
He played 0 games.
Exactly.
He didn't play 1 game in left field.
Right.
So they scrambled, went out and signed Ian Desmond to a 1 year, $8 million contract to play left field. He ended up playing center. Nomar Mazara surprised people and played right. So what do you do now? Because Desmond's going to get a huge contract. He's gone. He's going to want $17 to $20 million a year.
I sign him to the contract. That's what I do.
But what about you, Darvish? They're dipping in.
You Darvish, I'll worry about next season.
But pitching is a priority with this team. Always
Desmond
has
was
to
the
be
MVP of the team this year.
Okay,
in
so
my opinion.
here let's hold that one right there, okay? Because I don't know how far down the list this one person is.
Right.
But let's go ahead and let's jump to first base. Because
Okay.
that's Mitch Moreland.
He's gone too.
He's gone also. So
I'm done with him too.
Okay, because that's going to be
Joey Gallo's spot.
right there.
Or the outfield position. You know, Ryan Rua he's not the sexy name that everybody likes to
Right.
hear.
He's consistent though.
He's solid. He's a really athletic.
He's a decent player.
He is very versatile as well. He can play
Mhm.
second. He can play third. He can play first. He can play outfield. I think
So do you put Gallo in left field?
I don't even think Gallo's ready. I don't have Gallo on my starting 25 at the beginning of next year.
Okay.
I have Ryan Rua at first. I have Nomar Mazara in left.
Okay.
Delino DeShields in center. And
So you bring
Shin-Soo
Delano
Choo.
back.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Delino DeShields is in pre-arbitration, which means I believe he is not eligible to opt out yet.
Right. He because of that Rule 5.
Right.
You get him
Because
for
they got it for Houston.
4 years, I
right.
believe.
Yeah.
It
And he's
could
got to
be
be on,
5.
and he's got to be on the major league roster for a certain amount of time.
And he spent some time in AAA.
Right,
last year,
exactly.
So, yeah.
And he's got to be in the major league roster, and if
And that resets his numbers right there.
so he's on the roster. He's on the roster,
I think he's on the roster not as a starter. I think he's on the roster as a 4th or 5th outfielder.
but who's going to play center then?
Desmond. I'm bringing back Desmond. I'm doing what it takes to bring him back.
You're not. I mean, that's just. I don't. I mean,
I
if
don't
you do, I want
yeah.
to. I love Desmond. Desmond's great. I think he fits the clubhouse. He's a great leader. But you're gonna have to give him a 5-year, $17 million deal a year. So you're pretty much telling you, Darvish, all right, thanks for staying, but you're out of here because there's no way you're going to be able to afford Shin-Soo Choo.
That's why I think they make a big trade for a starter this offseason.
I mean, but what are they going to give up? They got nothing to give up.
This is who I want to see in the outfield, and that's Profar, Jerson Profar.
Profar in the outfield?
Yeah.
See, what could happen is, I don't know if I like that, just because he's a shortstop. He will not. He's not going to be.
So was Desmond.
But Desmond, yeah, you're right. That's a very good point. I think Desmond's a little bit more athletic, and he's a little bit thicker, and he's a little bit bigger than Jurickson is right now. I'm not saying he can't be that way.
And the reason why I say you put him in the outfield is because Profar has the shoulder injuries.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Now you got some of these baseball purists talking about, that throw from outfield to home plate. That's going to take a lot of a shoulder. Yeah. I'm like, well, not really.
It's a different kind of throw.
How often do baseball players make that throw? Maybe twice a month, maybe 3 times a month. It's not an everyday throw.
Right.
Usually, their throw is to the relay guy, and it's just a cutoff. That's usually.
But that was one of the big dings on Delino too, that he couldn't make that throw. Is why
he's not a short. He's not a center fielder either. He's a second baseman.
Yeah. Right. But with that shoulder, what I'm getting to with Profar's shoulder is, it's more wear and tear for him playing the throws that he has to make from the shortstop position than from either center field, right field, left field. I think ideally, if I am a general manager, I'm thinking, hey, I'm going to put this guy in the outfield. I don't care if you think you're a major league shortstop. This is where you're going to play for me.
Here's what I think they're going to do. They're going to trade Joey Gallo and Jurickson Profar to some team for a huge pitcher like Chris Sale. You're going to need more than that.
That's the name I was thinking of.
Sale's a free agent.
Is he? I don't think he's just. I don't think he is
until next year.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
Because they were talking about if they traded him, the team would have him for 2
controllable years. He has a good contract. That was really a high point for Chris Sale. But I think because this is the time now to trade Gallo and trade Profar, because this team's window is